Why hello there, fellow duplicants, Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Oxygen Not Included, the Frosty Planet, Episode 16, Planning Plumbing. So, thinking about... Thinking about this area here... I'll probably create a liquid lock, and then drop a ladder down here. A liquid lock so that we can prevent it from becoming overpressurized. Also, speaking of which, yeah, our liquid lock over here is fine. Because if I leave this unattended and unpumped, I don't want it to just keep creating water that, like, floods everywhere. I mean, I don't think that that's likely to happen, but I want to design it in such a way that it can't. And now we do have petroleum generators, which can convert either petroleum or ethanol into electrical power. So if we wanted to really start using a whole lot of power, I can start considering making use of the petroleum generator. You're going to be stuck there, dude. Yeah, trapped. I'm coming. They really haven't made a lot of progress over here. They just sort of stopped working on that project, which is fine. I'd like to... I'm just going to set it up to, let's say, 8, so they finish it, so that I can just leave it alone and start working on the other stuff that I'm more interested in. So now that I have a space for more bedding, you build and dig? Let's do it. I have another dupe. Bit of a yokel, but you know, I like yokels. So this, Mr. Quinn, gonna be raffled off to you guys. So raffle timer's up, and good luck. So Quinn here is a caregiver as well. So taking a look at priorities. Attack. Doctor. Build. Dig. I don't have space for your mess table. I think I'm just going to make it as cheaply as possible by just creating another floor here. And then as far as your skills go, you are going to start working towards exosuit training, just so that you're not so damn slow, because brand new dupes can't move very fast. Also, let's get you a warm coat, because you don't have frost resist like some of the other newbies do. You're going to want a bed. Set that to a big old 9. And then I'll set this other's priority creep. I know. Let's set that to 9. So that he gets bedding just like everyone else. Awesome. This is getting built. Alright, mess table for the new guy. So now this is a proper mess hall, and this is a barracks, so he's not morale penalized in any way. And then the extra clothing will help to keep him from being shivery constantly. Almost. So close. We almost have a gas outlet. There we go. And I'm just building the ladder in case we want it. But yeah, that's awesome progress. And pretty soon the air gap will be sealed, because instead of sweeping everything, I just lowered the level, and we'll be, oh wow, you're so slow. We'll be able to seal it and start pumping all that excess gas out to space. And then what's left is to open up the slush geyser, because I think if we're doing liquid water storage, I'd like to fill it with the geyser water more than just like melting the ice around. To start designing it to use the renewable sources of water. One thing I could do hypothetically with the other water geyser that releases like boiling water is I could, because of the boiling water or the near boiling water is never going to get hot enough to phase change ethanol anyway. Right? Because ethanol here... no, that's not true. Sorry. It turns to gas at too low. I would need a better liquid to be able to tinker with that. Or alternatively, to use airlocks, mechanical airlocks, to prevent it from overflowing. I was thinking I could try to measure the amount of water that I take from both geysers, so that the hot water geyser, I take a little bit of water and a lot more polluted slush, mix them in together, so that they bring the ambient, they bring up the temperature of both of them up to a reasonable temperature, so that I could, you know, not have to worry about it refreezing and breaking in the pipes. You're starving. Okay, let's... Yep. Let's fix that. How many flocks do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... Okay. You can smash every flock's egg right now. Raven Moonstar. Congrats. Oh, and not only that, you are more... Oh, no, I've already used your skill up. How are they starving? I don't have them allowed to eat raw pike apple or raw plume squash, so there's no edibles at the moment. But that's getting fixed with a little bit of an emergency. And in this case, I would say it's actually a proper emergency not to have any food. So we already ate all of our barbecue, and we already ate all of our pre-prepared pike apple skewers. So I'm just making sure to make some more. Man, it's so weird to have a geyser this close to the surface. Hot polluted oxygen vent? Man, that is, that's actually really hard to use, because if it gets a few meteorite strikes, it basically destroys any of the infrastructure you have there unless you set it up with, like, bunker tiles. It's kind of inconvenient, if anything. Alright, we got flow restriction. Not that I think that we're going to get a mechanical surfboard anytime soon, but it was research for research's sake. Nobla, what could you possibly... you're probably ranching instead of cooking. I'm just gonna leave Uh-oh. Oh, you're free. There you go. I'm gonna leave Nabla on the kitchen for a bit, just to make sure that that situation gets resolved. The good news is we are ready to isolate the air gap. Everything is swept out of the air gap. And we just need this one tile, and it's done. You need to go to the bathroom? That's fair. Let's change Noble's priorities to prioritize cooking over ranching, so that we can definitely have some edibles and not starve. Uh-oh. Toilets again. At least Sean's on it already. Alright, the airlock gap is done. I'm not 100% sure it's a wise idea to start pumping for it, though. But I will anyway. Because I mean, it has considerable power usage, right? That was the concern. So now that we have to fix the stress pressure issue, I will turn my priority back to water or tapping the geyser. So I'll raise this project up to, let's say, 7. And then I'll excavate the geyser and analyze it and start to try to make use of it. So this isn't a room and this isn't a room, so I'm just gonna bust out the walls here, allowing the gas to flow wherever. And fine art is done. Cool. Let's get home luxuries. I don't have any plastics, but, you know, if I ever end up with some plastics, we can maybe make actual proper bedrooms rather than the barracks. And then over here, you can see that we are venting everything out to space. This will be ethanol. And I'm not going to allow auto bottle. I think we still have some mopped up ethanol around, but if we don't... Oh, too much liquid. 210? Okay. Dig a little bit more, drop it below 150, and then mop it up. So still below freezing in the base, but not by too much. And then the new guy, put on your sweater. Ran out of CO2? Yep. Well, that's one of the advantages of the gas pump. Now I have my wood amount, because of the double ranch, went from like about 2,000 to now we're up to 6,000. So it's recovering. Because that's why I was really concerned about power usages. I didn't want to burn through the remaining wood that I had. Because that could be a real problem. But now that we have a little bit more wood to play around with, I can go and run pumps, which uses power, which then requires us to burn wood, which then produces carbon dioxide, you know, so get all the added benefits of that. New blueprint. Wow. Oh, it's too bad negative traits are really bad. Cook, farm, ranch is a really nice combo. But no thanks. Go with pufflet eggs and smash the hell out of them. I'm just going to keep smashing the fawn eggs until the critter count drops to something more reasonable, and then I'll allow the fawn eggs to not get smashed. Alright, so ethanol's at 176. Got it. No, maybe I shouldn't excavate this until the ethanol lock is set up. How much power am I using now? Because the other thing is, yeah, we are... I don't want to go over... I don't want to get overloaded. So that's another thing to keep an eye on, is to make sure that we don't use up too much power. And I really can't, like, my wood burner doesn't produce enough wattage for that to truly be a problem. It will just drain the batteries out. But I don't... One thing I don't have is a power transformer. So, like, hypothetically, if there was enough power in the battery, we could burn out. So that's another thing, is due to the lack of the transformer, I got to be a little bit careful about power usage, because it would be pretty easy to damage our cables. There we go. So soon we'll have a liquid lock there. A new achievement. What could this be? Hatch a new critter. What? What critter did we hatch? I am so confused. Anyone have any idea what it's talking about? As far as I knew, the flocks and mammoths don't morph. And we've been cracking all the other eggs? So I'm really confused. Unless it's accrediting me hatching a critter out here that wasn't owned by me. I mean, it's possible that, like, it thinks one of these wild eggs was my doing? I don't even know. Haven't the foggiest idea. I definitely don't see anything in the ranch that looks like a critter morph. So yeah, I don't know. It beats me. A few more delivers of ethanol, and that will be all set up and ready to go. A little bit more sweeping. Yeah, so we have tons and tons of ethanol that we just mopped up here. I was originally trying to remove this pool here so that we can keep digging down and not have to go around or anything. The asteroid's haunted, get a shotgun? Yeah, maybe it's some sort of space monster up there that that thinks I hatched it or something. It might even be a shine nymph egg. It might be one of these eggs. Because I know the shine bugs can morph, whereas everything else can't. So these... one of the shine bugs might have morphed up to a coral or something. And it thinks I had a hand in that. That'd be my guess. Because I don't think any of the Frosty Planet Pack critters morph. Unless I'm mistaken. Or at least none of them ones that occur in the starter biomes. Two more deliveries of ethanol, so I might as well just start mining this out. And then we'll analyze it. Currently dormant. So it produces -10 Celsius water. No pun intended. And we'll just sweep everything out. Let's put our ladder like this so I can put a water pump there. Man, big projects take forever. I'll poll one more time. Probably more than one more time. If you want me to continue working on water storage, feel free to vote on that yet again. If you want me to change gears, now that I have all this space, I certainly have a lot more space to set up a lab, a kitchen, a great hall, a rec room, a nature reserve, all that stuff. So, if you want me to pivot, feel free to vote for the pivot. I'm happy either way. Pop deer drums in a suit? It's probably an old pop deer drums. So we are to pressurized again? Yes, we are. Alright. Well, in that case... Oh, even our living area is too overpressurized. If anything, it's really an issue of distribution. But I'll start pumping it out of the living area. Anyway. Alright, you guys have me pivoted a little bit. So the priority is going to be prioritizing the slush from the slush geyser, it looks like. So still liquid water storage, but making sure that we can do something productive with this geyser. Liquid lock is done. And we'll just keep sweeping this area up. So now that we have a geyser tapped, I don't think it really matters the metal that we put here, because it's going to be cold. I don't know. So the big question is, the water here, I don't know how fast it's going to phase change. So this is outputting polluted water, and polluted water freezes at -20 Celsius. Okay. So one of the issues that we're going to run into is the polluted water itself won't freeze in the pipes. If this is out-geysering at -10 Celsius, there's about a 10 degrees Celsius buffer there. The problem is if we sieve that cold polluted water, as soon as it gets purified into removing the impurities into clean water's freezing temperature is, of course, just around 0 Celsius, meaning that as soon as we purify it, it will damage the pipes because it won't be the correct temperature. So what we could do is we're going to need to like heat it in the process, or deal with it some other way. Wow, that's a lot of carbon dioxide that got created rather suddenly. Part of the problem of pressurization, I think. Actually, might be useful to have like a half wall here, so when carbon dioxide spills over, I can dump it. I think that's what I'm going to do. Blueprint. Cook supply suitwear, tiny, shine nymph, decorated. Okay. Sorry, little nymph. We're not long for this world. Soon the analysis here will be done, and we'll have a little bit of knowledge of when it will erupt. For its activity period. So I'm rerouting the ventilation so that this pulls carbon dioxide. And then what I could do is I can feed this into the gas filter over here. So that if it's oxygen, it goes to the oxygen tank, and if it's carbon dioxide, it goes up to space. Because I think at this point, well, actually we still need carbon dioxide down here. Now, maybe I'll have it feed into this pipe. So here's what I'll do. It's going to be a little messy. Temporary solutions. Our home luxuries just got done, so that's the comfort of the bedroom and all that. So I'll just filling out more of the projects. And then this pump is waiting for the vent pipe to have an outlet before it gets going again. But it's plugged in and all. Look at that built. And what it's doing is it's just feeding to this filter so that if it's oxygen, it gets stored in the checkpoint tanks, and if it's carbon dioxide, it gets dumped to the aloe vera farm, provided that this isn't overpressurized, which currently it is, but you know. it won't stay overpressurized forever. Some of the overpressurized is just these sublimators are just adding oxygen regularly. Hook up the second tank. That second tank is for chlorine, not oxygen or carbon dioxide. So it's being left empty on purpose. I could build another tank for the oxygen. But I don't think we need that much oxygen waiting to be put into the suit dock. At some point, it just a little bit becomes a waste of space. All right, ventilation overflow. So yeah, this worked. Mostly going to pull carbon dioxide, and then the carbon dioxide will just wait to outgas to the alveolar verifarm. And if it's oxygen, it will go to the tank. And that should lower the pressure in the living quarters. And once we get the ore gate, I can set up the ore gate for a pressure sensor, so it will be it will be activated via the switch or a pressure sensor, so that it can have slight levels of automation. Quite slight, but still should help. All right, when is this next erupting? "27 cycles." Okay. So I've mentioned this before. I see your question. Is there not a heater for a liquid pipe? I don't want to create heat for the sake of creating heat. I want to use heat that is being created. I want to use heat that's being created productively. So I think what I'll do in this case is maybe... So the worry is, if I run it through a smelter, I'm worried that the polluted water will become superheated through one smelter run. I could prototype it, because that was my thought, is that we would pump the polluted water and then use the polluted water for stupid flies. Use the polluted water for a coolant for the smelter. But I'm just not certain about that approach, because the only thing I would worry about is if it phase changes in the smelter, it will just damage the smelters instead. But I could always try that. It wouldn't be terrible. I'm also going to want to set up a bottle emptier for fresh water, because I wouldn't mind just like dumping fresh water here. Of course, it's going to turn to ice pretty quickly. So I wouldn't use it until there's already a pool of warm water to prevent it from phase changing. So I'm trying to think of what else I could do that produces enough heat that requires a coolant or something. I think a smelter is one obvious choice, like a metal refinery. We could always try it. But I don't have the power infrastructure for it. So I think what I'm going to do is open up the voted goal again and have you guys vote. Because if I wanted to do this, one, I'm not going to have... this isn't going to... It's going to be 27 cycles before that even creates slush. So I might want, like, another task before that happens. Because it's not very actionable as it is now. So I'm setting this up as an OR gate so that it gets the Atmo sensor. So send a green signal if above, let's say, 2,300 grams. That doesn't necessarily mean there's space for it to vent, because it's overpressured already. But at least the idea is there. Oh my god, he's so slow in a suit. I hope you skill up soon. And then finally, once and for all, getting rid of this pool here. Man, all the suits are being used. Surprising. Yeah, the pressure of the base is still pretty high. There. We'll finally get rid of all that ethanol. And then we'll have plenty of bottled up ethanol for liquid lots. I just hope we don't use it as a fertilizer. That's a long run. Alright, advanced automation got researched. I don't think I'm going to need parallel automation, but I'll research it all the same. And I'll say one more minute to vote on this poll, because it's currently tied. So if you want to break the tiebreaker, please feel free to do so now. Oh, bristleberries. Interesting. Alright, we're gonna go with more egg smashing. And I'll stop smashing the phlox eggs, I guess, so that we can start to spread. We have 10 critters in the bottom, and 6 up top, so I'm gonna try to equalize it a little bit better. Did I find the flip coin? I have not yet. So you guys still want the water storage. Got it. I think it wouldn't necessarily be a bad idea for me to well, let's see. I'm not really sure what will happen if I use the ice liquefier and dump the water out. So we're going to go back to water storage. And I'm going to label this as set up basic plumbing. And maybe what I'll do is I'll move the ice liquefier from where it is to over here. And with the aims to set up a washroom here. I don't think we're going to have a power station here forever. This was just temporary so that we could produce heat around the base. Nah, the coin's not lost. It's just in a box somewhere to be found whenever I get to that box, wherever it is. Does pressure change the melting point? No, not really in this game. How's the pressure in the immediate layer? You mean the air gap layer? I haven't been venting that out. So it's fully pressurized. The heat transfer between this is pretty low enough that I'm not too concerned. Well, our food problems have been resolved for now. That's good. Thank you for tuning in to Oxygen Not Included, the Frosty Planet, which originally streamed live on Twitch August 8th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow duplicants.